how different people from different walks of life got into the HVAC trade. All right, so I always find it interesting how different people from different walks of life got into the HVAC trade. And my path to getting into HVAC was not a straight line. It wasn't something that I meant to do. It just kind of fell in my lap. I never even thought about HVAC. I didn't know what HVAC was. I was even working at a HVAC company, and I didn't even know that it was. I didn't know it was an HVAC company. So I know that doesn't make any sense, does it? But let me explain it to you. So, my first job that I got, while I was still in school, was working at a Burger King, making $3.35 an hour. This was back in 1991 or 2, somewhere in there. That didn't last long. I think I only worked there about a month. And then I got a job at the local Safeway grocery store. And I worked there for, I think a year and a half. I liked working there. I liked the people I worked with. I think I was making, I don't know, $5 an hour or something. And then I have an uncle who does auto mechanics, and he needed an extra set of hands. And I'm like, "Oh, what does it pay?" And he goes, I believe it was $5.75 if my memory serves me. So every 2 weeks I was getting a check for about $300, and I thought I was a rich boy. But little did I know, and I didn't even know it at the time. Well, I don't know. I mean, when I was 16, I didn't know what HVAC was. I think I knew that the company did heating and cooling, but it just came to be that the business that we were doing auto mechanic work on, that we worked in, there was a fleet of work vans, was a heating and cooling company. And I was doing brake jobs, oil changes, tranny services, pretty much anything that just to maintain all these work pickups and vans and whatever else they had, the boss's vehicles. But we got to a point where we got caught up on everything, and they didn't really need my help anymore working on the fleet. So basically it was just general service and oil changes, and I wasn't really needed anymore. So one day the boss came out, the owner of the HVAC company, and he asked if I wanted to go work with somebody out in the field, and I'm like, sure, why not? And I remember my first day. That's one thing I remember very vividly was how I was treated. This was a larger company, kind of a sweatshop type company. I say sweatshop because there wasn't any real structure. It was just a bunch of guys running around in trucks, slinging duct or pumping some Freon into an air conditioner. And there wasn't really any structure there, and I didn't know that at the time. I think I just turned 17, and so I went out on my first day, and I remember the guy treated me like crap. So I think he was a cool enough guy, but this company employed a lot of rough and tumble type guys, and I know there's a lot of rough and tumble type guys in HVAC, but these were kind of the low of the low, kind of like the new construction, smoking pot and doing all kinds of stuff, probably white drugs too. But I remember being out there on my first day. We got out on the job site, and the guy goes, I remember it vividly. He says, okay, so in the hallway here, we're going to put this return air right here. You got to run this duct, this flex duct back here. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I have no idea what you are. I don't know what a return is. I don't know what flex is. I don't know anything. And I remember him throwing his tools down on the ground and cussing and saying, why doesn't the boss ever send me out with anybody that knows anything? And I'm a 17-year-old kid with zero days of HVAC experience. But eventually, I kind of jumped around with different guys and had some interesting relationships with some of these guys. I was the kid. I was the extra set of hands. Nobody ever wanted to teach me anything. I was just there as an able, warm body. But, I picked stuff up here and there. And I got to the point where I could... I couldn't do a job from beginning to end, but I could, you tell me to attach these flex runs, I could do that for you. And it took me 2 years to get to that point because of the company I worked for. And I kind of bounced around. I worked for just about everybody in town. This is down over in Salem, Oregon, when I was a kid. And I think I topped out. He gave me a raise after a couple weeks from my $5.75 an hour. I think I got a raise to $6.75. And then it took me about 6 months or so, and I think I got up to $8.75. And then let me think here. I'm trying to go back here and think of my ages at the time. So it took me to where I could actually go out and do a job from start to finish by myself. It took me about 5 years in the industry because I just never got any structured training. I was jumping around to different companies and just not getting any formal training of any kind. It wasn't until I moved up to Washington, and that was right after September 11th. That would have been November or December of 2001 that I finally was able to be self-sufficient. I got some good pay raises. I think they started me out at $13 an hour, and that was big money for me. I mean, that was huge money for me. And we started having some formal training classes. They would take me to the factory training for the manufacturers that we worked for, and in-house. Sorry about that. I had to clear up some room on my phone. I had too much video on it. I had to delete some items and get some space. But anyway, yeah, when I got up to Washington, this was up in the Seattle area, I finally got some formal training, and I was able to, start bettering myself. I got progressive raises. I think I topped out at my first 2 years there. This would have been 2003. 2003, I think I was making like $18 an hour or something like that, which at that time, it was good enough. I actually was able to buy a house with that amount of money, so it wasn't too bad at the time, I guess. It's hard for me to think about 2003 now. But so we bought the house, and then I started my first business, and I really didn't know what I was doing. So it only lasted about, it maybe lasted 2 years. That's as long as I made it. I just wasn't making any money. But I'm not going to go much further than this because I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my how I started out, not necessarily my entire career, because God, that would take me probably 2 hours to fill that up. This last 20 years has been something else and then some. But if you want to know about the recent stuff, I started this most recent company about 6.5 years ago, and I'm doing it the right way. Everything's much better, making the most money I ever had, having the most free time I've ever had, and I've been able to do basically whatever I've wanted in the last 5-6 years. So anyway, I just want to share with you guys my how I started out, and I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love for you to make videos. I'd love to hear how unique stories of how people got into HVAC, and how they got here we go with the flies again, how they got themselves going in HVAC whether you fell into it, whether you planned it, whether you whether you went to school, whether you didn't, how hard has it been for you, how easy has it been for you, things of that nature. Now, I'm going to get out of here. These flies are attacking me, but I will see you on the next video.